All right, President Trump's proposed board of peace to supervise the rebuilding of Gaza is expected to be signed by world leaders in Davos this week, but there are some growing concerns over who will be part of the president's board exactly. His list of invitees includes Vladimir Putin and also Volodymyr Zelensky. But at least one world leader has already declined. That is French President Emmanuel Macron. Let's bring in CBS News contributor Robert Berger. Robert, the other country that sort of voiced concern is Israel. They are not happy about certain facets of the Board of Governors. In fact, the Prime Minister Netanyahu had his foreign minister place a phone call to Secretary of State Marco Rubio, expressing some of the discomfort and displeasure the Israelis have over this. What are you hearing?
Right. It's sort of unusual that Netanyahu himself would put out a statement sort of in defiance of President Trump or rejecting something that President Trump has proposed. And what the Israelis were upset about and are upset about is that Qatar and Turkey are going to be on this board of peace. Now, those two countries, from Israel's point of view, have all along been part of the problem and not part of the solution. The Israelis say that they support Hamas and support terrorism. So that's just one example. You also mentioned France, which is upset, saying that the mandate of the board goes way beyond Gaza. And there's concern among a lot of leaders that maybe President Trump is trying to replace the UN with this board of directors.
And, I'm thinking back, I think, Robert, you and I were talking the night that the hostages came home. It's been a while since that ceasefire took effect. Can you paint a little bit of a picture of what life is like in Gaza right now?
The humanitarian situation there remains dire, mainly on the housing front, because most of the 2 million population in Gaza are living in makeshift tents. And we're in the winter now. We've had quite a bit of rain. It's been cold, and many, if not most, of these tents have been flooded. And also, there's no sewage, no running water. It's cold. And one thing that has improved, though, is the food situation. Hundreds of trucks have been going in a day. So organizations like the UN and World Food Kitchen have managed to stave off starvation and famine that we saw earlier. But overall, the situation there, it's misery for the Palestinians and really no end in sight because it's going to take years to rebuild Gaza.
The other interesting bit of news we got this morning, Robert, as you know, is Israel has demolished the UNRWA headquarters in East Jerusalem. What are you hearing about that?
Right. The Israeli bulldozers are demolishing the headquarters there of UNRWA, which is the UN refugee agency for Palestinian refugees. And this was after Israel's parliament, the Knesset, had banned the organization. Israel says that UNRWA basically has been infiltrated by Hamas, that Hamas uses its warehouses, it steals food, it stores weapons there. It also says, the Israelis, that a number of Palestinian staff members from UNRWA were involved in the October 7th, 2023 attack. Now, UNRWA says that they are not systematically involved in terrorism and that they are supplying vital aid for millions of Palestinian refugees in Lebanon, the West Bank, Gaza, and Syria. But, the U.S. has also cut off most funding to UNRWA, so the survival of that agency is in jeopardy.
All right, Robert Berger giving us that breakdown from Jerusalem this morning. Robert, as always, my friend, thank you very much.